guess. I'm trying these Bluetooth headphones that I've had for a while, but I keep forgetting that they're actually like a headset also. So we'll see how that goes, I guess. I can't actually hear anything on my stream right now for some reason, which is weird because they're supposed to be headphones, so I thought if anything would have been working, it would have been the headphones, not the microphone, but technology is really dumb sometimes, so I guess that's all I can really say about that. Let me check and see how my audio is doing, I guess. But it looks like it's peaking okay. It looks like it's a lot louder than it normally is, which is nice. Yeah, so it actually kind of seems like I could probably up the background audio. This is at negative 23. Yeah, that's probably okay. Sorry, I'm watching my stream feedback if you can hear the looping audio, just trying to see if this will work, but it looks like it's going to, which is pretty cool. Let me check and see. Oh. I guess that's what happens when you try to load your stream before it's actually like live, but let me just click this here. Okay. I mean, that sounds okay to me. If people come in and they complain about it and stuff, I guess that's fine. But since this is actually working for now, let me update this. What is it? Stream information. Let me update this to say with a mic, because I know a lot of people who follow me don't expect mic on my stream for very good reason. Alright, so getting into this a little bit, I released version 0.7 of Bunbun World a little while ago. Amethyst beat it, and Elusive is on his way through it, I believe. I think he's the next farthest from what it sounds like so far. But I'm just going to go ahead and kind of preview everything that I changed so far, because I have actually changed a decent amount since even the version I uploaded to the little guy's Discord. I've been working a lot off stream on stuff, and rather than trying to type through everything, I thought it'd be a lot easier just to kind of hop on. I don't know how long these headphones are going to last, but I'll just keep talking until they're done. Let's go ahead. I know that there's audio for this, so let's mute the crap out of that. Alright, so first things first, I still need to change the title screen. That's still something I'm trying to work on and just have never really learned, I guess. Can I exit out of the Bluetooth window at least? I think my microphone's still okay. Sorry, I haven't actually used this Bluetooth headphone before, so apologies if I'm a little rusty with it. Is there a way to make YouTube audio only? Because I don't need this video in the background, because I know there's a way to make Twitch audio only, but I don't know if there's a way to make YouTube audio only. And if there's not, that is a missed opportunity from YouTube. Anyway, so I tweaked a little bit of the overworld, but you're not really going to see it until the next world, I guess. Most of the edits have been through Mount Ninja so far, I believe. And I believe there's a little bit of the nerf in the Forest of Lakitu's. So starting off in Bunbun Department, a lot of these changes are at the request of Elusive. I deleted the first room. Oops. Let me actually, because that's not supposed to go quite there. I deleted the first room of this because I wasn't really, or I didn't delete it, but I just kind of made it so you don't go to that room anymore. Instead, the first one is supposed to go to FF, not the FD. Hey Zoc, what's up? Sorry, I've got to change this really quick. 104. exit goes to FF. Or L. Okay, we're back. Thank you. It's not super common where I can actually stream with a mic, but at least when I have these headphones, it seems like it actually works pretty well. A lot of my audio seems like it's peaking around -10, which is honestly the loudest I've really ever had for a microphone, which is kind of cool. I thought I was going to have to get like a separate headset, but it seems like it'll be okay. Okay, so that right there is way better. It links straight to the bomb section, straight to here, because okay, so I gotta talk to Benevic about the midways, because I think when he patched it last time, we patched some of the midways out. So, because I think most of the levels with multiple midways now seem to be broken. Fix midways for apartment. I'm gonna need FF, FB, FC, F5. Okay. Nice. Good job, Zoc. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea how to like actually fix audio stuff. I just kind of keep getting new microphones until something eventually works for me, I guess. Which probably isn't the best means of action, but that's okay. I have seen that you've been streaming a little bit more now, though, so that's cool. Hey, dude, what's up? I'm just going through, showing off some playtesting edits and stuff, thanks to you guys. How's it going? Alright. So I don't, like, super use the net platforming thing, which is kind of, like, my only gripe about this tutorial now. Because, like, I kind of thought I would be able to use it a little bit more in Culmination Castle than I really was able to for the design. By the way, if you didn't know, Yoshi in Yoshi's house has a different message there. So when you hop on Yoshi there, it actually reveals the hidden second message, which is the way that you're supposed to find out about the key here. Alright, so I'm going to pause this because this level has undergone a ton of visual changes from even 0.7, I guess. And I'm also dropping frames, so I'm just going to wait until I'm not doing that anymore. Please stop doing that. I don't know why you're doing that, thank you. Okay. We should be back now. Right into an encoding overload. Let's go ahead and close out of this overworld. Maybe that's not helping things. There we go. Okay, so this level underwent a bunch of visual changes because I was talking to Elusive, and he made a really good point about how this tree and this ground were the same palette, which was super confusing. And I didn't think about that at all, so shoutouts to him for pointing that out, because I wouldn't have ever thought about that. So, since the last version, this entire level actually has kind of gotten a visual overhaul a little bit more. I honestly kind of like it a lot more, so I'm glad that he pointed that out, because it does make the ground and these logs stand out a lot more. As I was redesigning the ground anyway, I kind of tweaked a little bit, I guess. Most of it's just kind of adding coins here and there, or clearing out a couple of areas just so you can see the background a little bit more. Because I got a recommendation to try to lighten up a couple of areas, which is good, because that means people just want to see the background a little bit more. So yeah, I'm getting an encoding overload, so hopefully any of this is showing. But I went ahead and added 2 coins here, and then 1 coin where you're supposed to go for right there. I pulled that up a little bit, and this is no longer the extendy pipe, because the extendy pipe was making this part super laggy, and I think that made that jump a lot harder than it needed to be. Alright, so this obstacle coming up that I'm actually going to die to first. This obstacle from here until the kicking thing is 100% new, because Elusive also pointed out that that obstacle was confusing as shit to try to figure out. And like, it was one of those things that like when you knew what to do, it wasn't really that bad. But trying to figure out what to do was so unfun that it kind of made it not worth it, I guess. So, as you can see from that section, it's kind of a lot clearer now, I think. Um, oh, and no, I did not sock, but it's only because I was not working on Lunar Magic 3.0 for this hack. Lunar Magic 3.0 is the one that actually lets you make like really long and really tall levels, but I didn't want to transfer through because honestly that would have kind of taken forever. But I do actually kind of have an idea to do that at some point because there's an element for this game that I've always wanted to use, and I never got it to work, but I think it would actually work in one of those really long staircase levels. Um, and thanks, Kib. I think after watching a couple of people play that part, I realized that, and I could finish this here, but I'm actually going to die, so I could talk about this a little bit more. I realized that the initial, like, draft of this obstacle was super hard because it was combining the bullet bill hit right here with the running in the tide and trying to figure out how to control Mario while you're, like, big, because that's kind of weird to do, honestly. So this kind of, I don't want to say it simplifies it a little bit more, while also keeping the elements that I wanted to keep there. So like you still have to get P-speed there, you still have to run against the water, and you still have to bounce off a bullet bill, but it's just now not all at the same time, I guess. So I think that'll work out. I haven't actually had anyone else play it yet, but I can already tell that this, at least to me, feels better. I also made the midway part a little bit clearer right here, because I forget if it was Cabe or if it was, I think it was MC Ricky, was like pretty convinced that there was a hidden pipe in this level, because I used the like pipe top thing, I guess, just as the ground to be able to kind of hide where the midway is, right here. But it's because there's no like standard ground for here, I guess, that also has like a squared off edge. So I had to get kind of creative. Oh, it was you. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was you or Ricky. But this is actually like tree log that's a different palette that I just get to put here that luckily just has like a sealed off edge right there. I wouldn't normally brag about that, but that took me fucking forever to find, so I just wanted to point it out here because I don't know if anybody else will ever notice it, really. So yeah, I also made, as you can tell, I made the palette of the trees in the background. I made the outline not black because I noticed that Super Mario World, when it has background stuff like that, doesn't typically use black lines in the background, just because obviously that makes it look a little bit more like Foreground, I guess. So I think all of those together kind of made this level a lot better, which is honestly pretty good because after I made those changes the first time with the pink coins, I wasn't really planning on changing this level again. But after watching a couple people playtest it and realizing that I had a little bit of work to do on it, I sort of took some time off stream to just kind of nail it out. Like, I like designing on the stream, but especially when I'm doing, like, really, really, really minute, like, edits and stuff, it's not quite as fun to do on stream most of the time. And also just kind of been, like, busy as fuck. I probably should have just beat this level when I actually beat it instead of messing around. But that's okay. Another thing, I guess, that's new in this version that you may or may not have noticed, the timer, thanks to Benevik, is now actually fixed. Time used to be in like yellow and black font, and it looked okay, but it also looked a little ugly. So now it obviously just shares the palette. I might lower one of those munchers over there down one, or just scoot the fish left one, now that I'm playtesting this again. But I think the general idea of this obstacle is a lot better now. And it kind of fits a level 1 version of a bomb escort a lot better, because that was something that I had to have Third Wall and a couple other people kind of point out, is that this hack may have gotten a little harder than I meant for it to be necessarily, or at least in terms of the difficulty curve. Like, I could smooth some stuff out and just make this level a little bit easier in some spots, tighten up and make it a little bit harder and stuff. But luckily, that's pretty minor stuff. I'm actually going to go ahead and move that muncher, or probably move the muncher down and move the fish over, actually. Well, I don't think I need to move the muncher. I'll just do this. Save state, exit, whatever. By the way, someone please yell at me if the music in the background stops, because I can't actually hear it. I don't know why the headphones aren't functioning as headphones, but whatever. By the way, shoutouts to save states when you're on the overworld, because I learned that trick about halfway through development of this game, and it saved me so much time bouncing back and forth between Lunar Magic and gameplay. I might blow that up. Oops. Okay. So good news is that works. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of all those coins now, probably. So, a wonderful world of editing where I just shift a coin and load it up, play it again. It's basically been my life whenever I've been playing Super Mario World for like the past month or so. But I'm hoping it means that whenever this does come out, it means that I don't have to touch it for a little bit. Would be the ideal goal. Of course, everyone has a 1.1, so I'm not going to kid myself into thinking I won't have one, but I would like 1.1 to not be, like, drastically different. Also, I was worried that was going to be harder than it is, but it seems pretty fair, actually. Okay. I just don't let that blow. I was a little closer for comfort than I probably would have liked, but that's okay. Alright. I haven't actually touched up Tide Switch Palace yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the kind of like any percent route now, I guess. Or at least the basic any percent route. This level did not receive very many touch-ups. It did receive a couple in the second half that I'll kind of comment on as I get there, I guess. But for the most part, I felt like this level was okay. There is one thing I actually want to check that I haven't seen yet, though. And that is if the lava splashes are fixed. Because Benevik did... Oh, I'm doing this muted. This sucks. Trying to do that muted is very, very difficult, so I'm kind of surprised I got it on the first try, because it's totally blind. So this coming part right here, MB suggested to shift around a couple of the Dino Rhinos into Dino Torches. Mostly just to kind of make it clear when I'm supposed to only bounce once and when I'm supposed to bounce twice. So a couple of those ones that were bigger are now smaller. And then the rest of this level stayed the same. Shoutouts to Benevik for fixing that note block, as well as all the other note blocks. But especially that note block, because that one was a pretty fucked up graphic. So Amethyst told me there's still cheese around those fireballs, but I don't really know. Like, yeah, I care, but I also don't know if I like totally care if you cheese that, because it's still like realistically the cheese is probably harder than just trying to jump on the switch right away. Anyway, did my music mute? It looks like my music muted. It's just the end of the song. Alright, so every single room of 6 suites got some kind of tweak. Some of it visual, some of it actual level stuff. So I'll just go ahead and hop into it now, I guess. Um, Shoutouts to YouTube for clogging up all my internets right now. Just gonna wait for this encoding. Okay. So screen 1 got palette overhaul, as well as spikes, as well as an extra coin. I didn't really like that the rooms were pretty similar in palette, so you're going to notice that some of these rooms got like a pretty drastic overhaul in terms of colors. Just me trying to mix up the visuals a little bit more, I guess. This room stayed the exact same, I think, except for the background got a little bit redder. So this room, as a heads up, all of the midways in here are kind of busted, and I already know that. I still got to talk to Benedict and try to fix that. But this room got a little bit of a tweak here. These now just extend straight into these spike things right here instead of kind of going awkwardly into like cement blocks. I've been trying to figure out how to fix that for a really long time, and I just kind of looked at it again today and realized I could just have to go straight in. So this part is actually a little bit harder now because there's not steady ground to stand on. And I feel like people probably aren't, like, especially people who've like already played this before, aren't gonna notice why it's harder right away. But I'm telling everyone now that that's why. There used to be solid ground to stand on, and all you had to do was like dodge a saw once. But now you have to compete against the conveyor belt while dodging the saw, and it's actually like significantly harder, I'd say. Okay. Also, for those of you that have not played the beta, there's supposed to be a midway every other room, which is why there's this midway thing here. Because I'm fully aware that this room and the next room are kind of a nightmare to figure out blind. So I wanted to make sure that there was a midway for that, and then after the 5th and 6th room, it'll be pretty obvious why there's a midway, because while I love that boss, it is slightly jank. I'll go ahead and admit it now. Okay. I don't know why the music's so quiet. It must just be transitioning songs again, and I didn't really notice. Shadow's not going to that pipe and getting sniped. Is it because the volume on here is super quiet? Because I kind of want that music a little bit. There we go. Okay. So that should be a little bit better. I don't know why the music was so quiet before now, but... So I would like to get to the net room, please, because that's the room that I've actually had some pretty, like, significant changes to so far. Like, all of these rooms have kind of overhauled a little bit, but the net room especially I'm pretty excited to show off. Because there were a couple of things about it before that I did not love, and now I think all of them are ironed out. And the good news about this messed up midway situation is there is at least a midway in the net room now. Okay, so gonna go ahead and pause and explain this room a little bit more. No, I guess I don't really need to pause. We're kind of making it darker. This middle part used to drive me fucking nuts, because it was way harder than it needed to be to like jump out of the net there. But I finally figured out a way to make this actually flow the way it needs to flow, while having the net that it needs to have, while not having the weird layer 1 and layer 2 overlap. So I think this room honestly now is perfect. This room obviously got a pretty massive overhaul in terms of visuals. I kind of themed it a little bit more after the carrots, or the carrot platforms, rather than just kind of making it another green, blue, and purple room, honestly. That was the first room that I started changing the palettes to, and then once I got around, I was just trying to figure out everything. Yo, Ben, how's it going? I might have to DM you after this, because I've noticed that the midways for this castle are a little off. It's not like a big deal or anything, but before I release 0.8, whenever that is, that'll probably have to get tweaked. But I will say that the timer looks sexy, so thank you for that, because it's a lot better now. Well, hope it goes a little bit better now that you're here. Alright. So in here, I went ahead and removed like all of these spikes because I was really fucking tired of people like jankily dying into them. And like, you can still tell by how much I like floated over that it's still weird, but yeah, it's less weird than it was before, where it just kind of rocketed you into the spikes, where it felt like a super cheap death. And like, all these other ones feel pretty fair, but that spike shit was really, really annoying. Alrighty, well, luckily that seems like a pretty easy fix. So I'll just PM you once I'm done streaming tonight. It'll probably be in like another hour or two. But I appreciate you keeping backups and files and stuff, because you know as well as I do that stuff can break at pretty much any minute. Will do. I've been keeping a list as I've been going through, so it really shouldn't take that long at all, I think. Well, I can do the tutorial, but honestly, I've been writing it and stuff, so I think I'm okay. I want to test, actually, if it's possible, because I didn't really think about this until I was watching someone try this fight. I don't want to see if it's possible to actually beat this with... So I think it is technically possible, but that would be a pain in the ass. I did check the on and off blocks, and I've checked the no blocks, and it looks like everything's pretty good. Did we figure out what to do with the death blocks that are sticking out of Pixel? Because I didn't think that was going to be a big deal, and then I started plugging them into my cape level, and I realized that sticking out of Pixel is actually a much bigger deal than I thought it was. But yeah, all the on-off blocks seem like they're good. And no pressure on that or anything, I was just curious. It kind of seems like an annoying problem to have to fix, so take your time with it, but just thought I'd check in. But for you, Cabe, I'll hop back into the tutorial after. Shouldn't really take that long, I guess. I'm going to be perfectly honest, I actually didn't hate the note block freaking out in the ghost level, because it kind of seems like something that would happen in a ghost house anyway. And maybe that's less than ideal justification for it, I guess. But I thought, I don't know, ghost houses were weird in Super Mario World anyway. Like, it seems like something that would happen to just have like random boo graphics in the middle of a note block. I'd almost saved that, I guess. Also, if people are wondering why there are 2 midways in this castle instead of 3, it's because this castle gets surprisingly difficult if you have to do like 3 rooms back to back. It's significantly easier if you just have to do each like pair of rooms back to back. And what's up, Kerr? How you doing? But for some reason, having to do 3 rooms back to back makes this like actually kind of difficult. Especially since the third room is that janky ass P-switch, or P-loop boss. But that's okay. People love jank. And pretty much everyone I've seen who has played the boss for the first time has died to the boss for the first time. I think there was one person who didn't, and I was honestly a little disappointed because I was hoping that would be the one troll that had like 100% success rate in this game. But that's okay. Okay. I would very much like to actually land on that platform. Good. Luckily, most of the changes that I had were before the cape level anyway, and it seems like most people are able to pretty much get up to cape on their first playthrough. So, or at least their first like long stream. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Oh god. That was like the one place that fireball needed to like not be. And it was there right when it needed to be there. Also, if you're wondering why I have this layer of like double pink right here, it's because the layer 1 and layer 2 net don't actually line up totally right, and basically in order to have it look remotely okay, I had to do like some layer 1, layer 2 net spiny like sort of fall off the net, but not really. But I had to kind of mess with layer 1 and layer 2 net stuff to try to get it to work. Honestly, redesigning this room and trying to clear it up took longer than the rest of the redesigns combined. But I'm very happy it's where it's at now. I really wish I could land on this platform comfortably. Those are some big ass jumps. Alright, please kill us. Shit. Oh, thank God. Okay. So some very, very, very minor overworld edits here and here, because Sweet Dude pointed them out, and I didn't like the cutoff stuff. Mount Ninja is going to have some pretty intense edits, so I'll just kind of explain stuff as I'm going. First things first, I moved the location of where the 1-up gate is and put in this hitbox, because I noticed that after designing this, invisible 1-ups to reveal stuff work really well, but if you reset your console, the 1-ups come back, which means that the secret exit gets like re-hidden, which is a little awkward. So since 1-up gates are a pretty foreign concept in most Kaizo stuff, I decided to kind of explain that a little bit more. Again, shoutouts to Ben for fixing the note block stuff, because there's a lot of them in this level. And I'll just do the regular exit first, but you can probably imagine where the 1-up is if you were just paying attention. I fixed this little lava fall also. I went hunting for some map 16 to try to make it look better, and I think it looks a lot better now, personally. There was a little bit of lava cut off before, but it looks like it's pretty much fine now. This part, that concrete block got raised, so that's all solid block. These ninjas are gone because they kept despawning randomly, and I did not like that they were kind of like inconsistently there. All this is the same still. This ending got tweaked slightly because I actually really liked the way Microwave Brother solved this, because I had never thought to do this before. But you can just let that guy like run off there, and because the one-up gate's not there anymore, I went ahead and just made this cleared out. This part's the same, just don't hit those. A surprising amount of people have like multiple times died to this part, which is kind of weird to me. Like, obviously it's kind of meant to be like a troll to get you like once or twice, but I've seen a couple of people die to it like many times, thinking that they're just supposed to like bring the Mecha Koopa with them. But I did have the message block that said that they're invulnerable like that, so. So, as you noticed, we did not get the 1-up at the end of the level like we normally did, or at least we did in 0.7. Because I realized that having to redo this level every single time you shut off your console in between playing, like if you got stuck on this level for a while and had to like keep re-grinding this regular exit to get to the secret exit, frankly it'd be pretty annoying. And seeing as how this is already not some people's favorite secret exits, I'll just leave it like that. I decided to kind of tone it down a fair bit, both in editing in the secret exit and making the 1-up gate a little bit more obvious. At least I think it's obvious. It's one of those things that like I had no idea if people are going to actually see it on their own or not. Obviously everyone here will, but I don't know. I tried to make it as obvious as possible while still kind of giving you a feeling of satisfaction for having found it, I guess. But all it is... Oh, I'm gonna wait for... Okay. So all the secret exit is you just run left here. Oh, I actually didn't do it fast enough. But you run left there, and if you collect that... well, I guess that works too. That's weird. So I collected points 1, 2, and 3, and then immediately hit point 4 right there. So it's still kind of unlocked the secret exit, just in a weird way. So I'll probably tweak that a little bit. This secret exit got toned down significantly after I watched people play it. And that also is going to need a midway, which is good to know, so I'll write that down. Fix midways for this. Fix midways for MG. And that will be 10B. Save. Okay. So the basic idea, it's kind of like the beginning nerf. I went ahead and just kind of condensed this part down. That weird like bowling ball into the ninja jump, like I had a way to nerf it and it felt okay, but after I was looking at it again, I kind of realized that it just kind of felt unnecessary, I guess. Like it was there and it was kind of challenging, but it was more annoying really than anything. So I just decided to kind of can that obstacle. I also canned the later obstacle with the bowling ball, where it was just kind of like going over you, I guess. Because again, as I was looking at it, I was like, I don't really know what the point of this obstacle is, besides like taking longer. And in this segment, I noticed that there was a little bit of burnout from pretty much every playtester, and that's not really a feeling that I wanted to have with this, since this is kind of just supposed to be like a, hey, we found a secret exit, here's some weird Mechakuba tech that MB does not like. But that's okay. Alright, so I actually probably want to move that Mechakuba over to the left. I haven't fully playtested this secret exit, so that's why some of the spawn stuff is weird. I did condense it down, but I haven't actually gotten a chance to playtest it yet. So you're watching this live with me, I guess. But it feels good to be back streaming. It felt weird kind of taking an arbitrary week off, especially since I didn't really mean to take a week off. I just did. But wedding stuff obviously comes first, and I've been pretty busy planning that. Plus, a lot of these edits that I had to make aren't really don't have a problem streaming Calendar Magic compared to other people, I guess, because I still feel like I'm getting something done most of the time. But a lot of the edits I had to make today were just go over this ground with a slightly different colored ground, or go over this part and smooth out some of the ground just to make it look a little cleaner overall. Which is fine, but it's not really it's not even the level design that people come for Calendar Magic streams, I guess. I will say, this secret exit will be a lot better when you don't have to do this pipe entry every single time. But it is also helping me make sure that this part is fair enough that people don't lose their minds. Because if I lose my mind by adding on an extra 6 seconds, people should be able to handle it without the 6 seconds to get back into the segment every time. Might lower that muncher right there down 1, too. Okay, so I kept the cycling bit, but I also significantly nerfed this part because I was really tired of seeing people struggle on this bit, and it was 100% my fault for the design, and it really, really overwhelmed people. So people who have... Oh, you can kill that. Okay. So people who have played this before may be happy to know that this is significantly better now. Because even if you have to wait for that a couple of times, it still takes a lot less time than it would have before. I did want to kind of tweak some stuff in there, but that does feel like a better edited version of that. Because the original version was too long, honestly. And MB kind of pointed it out nicely, but he pointed it out that I tend to have an issue with my level design sometimes of kind of trying to fit everything that I have in here. But yes, all of these are my levels. I have locked myself into a cave for basically the past year trying to design this, so it feels good to kind of have it to the point where it's actually almost done. It's not totally done yet, but it is on the way. And I want to lower this because I don't actually want the player to be able to kill this lava lotus. KBF trying to swoop in and take credit at the last minute. How you doing, dude? Alright, so I feel like this is a lot better than it was before. And I'm actually just gonna go ahead and even put that cloud all the way over. But I think that should... Yeah, that should be fine. I don't want to do much more than that. So 10B is done. So 10C, did I change anything in this level? I think the only thing I changed in... Okay, so Sweet Dude pointed out this cutoff, and I didn't notice it until he pointed it out, and I kind of hate it, but there's also nothing I can do. There's like this one square of cutoff that just tiles over and over again. And I tried to look so hard at map 16 to just see if there was anything to fix it, and I couldn't find anything, so it's just gonna stay there. Like, there's a lot of things in this hack that I have put in a lot of time to try to fix, and frankly, that's not gonna be one of them at this point. Maybe that's a little bit of laziness, but I just, like, unless I can find a way to design a tile like that, but designing slope tiles is... I almost said a slippery slope, but I caught myself because that would have been the worst pun alive. But then I said it anyway, so... I get the fun of saying the pun without actually being, like, chastised for saying it. So that's the way it works, right? Yeah, I figured it'd probably be a YYCHR thing, and honestly, I'm not very good at YYCHR, so that's gonna have to stay for now. Very small graphic update. I just changed this into a staircase, but going down, I guess. Descending staircase is what that might be called. Alright, so I gotta check and see if this bubble will still respawn if you touch this wall, because I saw it happen a couple of times during playtesting and it kind of drove me nuts. I think I fixed it while it was happening, but I'm not 100% sure. And then this one got changed because Elusive kept dying to this because you can't really 100% accurately control your spin out of here. So now it's just kind of a boot block that will move sometimes and you can kind of move it around. I don't know what I said, Cabe, if I'm being perfectly honest. I'm kind of rambling, so just kind of saying everything that comes to mind. The second half did not get touched at all. It doesn't really need to be touched, I guess. And the boss didn't get touched, but let me just test this again. Okay. So this should still pretty much be fine. That looks better without it being a giant wall of concrete anyway. Somebody was trying to find a cool speed strat for right there, and like I almost considered nerfing it to be able to do it, but it doesn't really work like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop on mute because, as you can tell, Taylor's calling. So I'll be right back.
Hey, what's up guys? Hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys want to help support the channel and get some really cool stuff like tabs, backing tracks, and even choosing what song I cover next, you should check out my Patreon page by hitting the support button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week with a new cover.